Some of the most fun for me, and I'm sure Kross, you can attest to this, is just being backstage and being fools, shooting videos and purposely trying to make each other laugh during promos. Like, those are the most fun we have.
Yeah.
I probably would have been arrested about 450 times by now. Telephones had video cameras in like early 2000s. Like there was some smelly car rides to North Carolina, to Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. I remember Bert booking a show at in Talladega, right? Like right down in Huntsville, Alabama. It was like 3 or 4 miles from Talladega. Dusty Rhodes, Terry Taylor. I worked Terry Taylor. I fell out of the ring. I went to the top rope and got nervous when he looked up at me, and I fell backwards onto the outside. And luckily, there was only like 40 people there. And Dusty Rhodes gets to the building and goes, "Bert, you dumbass, you booked against Talladega the race?" He goes, "I don't know anything about no NASCAR." I mean, you booked a wrestling show the same night, same time as Talladega?
Oh, man.
And that was a night was, "Don't worry, kid, everybody gets paid." And I said, "Okay, well, I said, I'll take my envelope." And he handed it to me. It was thick. I was like, man, he must have been really happy, even though I fell out of the ring. And it was 10 singles. So. He was also good for putting a 5 on each side or a 5 and then rolling up 20 singles in the middle and then, acting like he just gave you $1,000. So
right. Carney. Love it.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Hijinks. So I still wear hot stuff in the ring. Vivian, you don't know what that is, but it's a vasodilator. So you put it on, it turns you almost like a reddish color. And it brings all your veins to the surface. It opens up all your pathways, to get more blood into your muscles. So you kind of take on this, you get more veiny, you get a harder look, kind of like Hogan used it a lot. You get that deep, deep color. Some people are highly allergic to it. And it doesn't feel pleasant. It burns. That's why it's called hot stuff. It burns. So for a while, I used to put it on the inside of my arm in there, and then I would put guys in headlocks, and I'd rub it all into their cheeks and their nose and their mouth. And then I'd say, "Oh, sorry, that's the hot stuff, kid." But I did that to Al Snow by accident. I just wore it at a show, and he got so mad. And to this day, he still yells at me about you still wearing that hot stuff? But I put it in guys underwear and stuff in the back. I mean, hiding stuff in the locker room. Like Mikey said, there's just hijinks. I think because there was less feds back in the days, I think that some of those hijinks aren't. I think some of the camaraderie isn't there that it used to be, because you go in a locker room, you might only know 4 or 5 guys. There was a time that you walked into a locker room, you knew every single guy in there. Yeah. It's changed a lot. But you know what, though? A few years ago, I went to see Jordan wrestle at POW, and he was teaming with Derek St. Holmes against Spade and Crossing. And it was at a little bar called Rumple's in Twin Lakes. Right. So I went in the locker room, and so many guys came up to me and said, "Hey, man, did you watch my match?" I'm like, wow. Tyler, Sunday. Is it Taylor or Tyler?
Tyler Sullivan now. He's a big boy.
Yeah. So Tyler was asking me about something. I said, "Tyler, why do you have to take a 2 count on everything?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Every time someone does something, you take a 2 count. You get kicked to the ground, you take a 2 count." I said, "There's nothing wrong with kicking out before the ref even gets down."
Right.
I said, "You're supposed to be the sadistic madman. Do it, And he came up to me after I told him that. He came back up to me and he said, "Hey, man, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. And I get exactly what you're talking about." So, that's fun when guys are still listening and wanting to learn and stuff like that. But, those Foley brothers, Morgan and the pit stand guy. Oh, yeah, Ryan. I think they do I think they do a lot of great moves. But that's it. I told him, I said, "Guys, you do some fantastic stuff, some tag team stuff that I might even steal with Jeff and stuff, but you're both 145 pounds and, your look's okay, but, you got to, you got to you can't just do moves. You look like you're on No Mercy for N64. You lock up and do a pile driver,
Right.
So, and they listened and it's good. It's, I've been humbled a lot of times. I remember working a program with, Chase McCoy and Dysfunction. And it was my first time in a match.
Is that when they were Insane Evil?
Yes.
Tagging? Yeah.
Yep. And I think we worked them for Jimmy one time, and I walked right up to Dysfunction. I said, "You try any of that hardcore shit?" And I said, "I'll break your neck." And he goes, "Oh, no, we don't do that. We don't, And I had to make a statement like, "Hey, man, don't cut me. Don't do none of that stuff." And some of our best matches as a tag team, me and Jeff had, were against Chase and Dis. They're great. It was just, sometimes you judge a book by its cover, and it's not the right thing to do, but that's in human nature. And I've been wrong a lot of times, and it's pleasantly surprising when you are,
Yeah, absolutely.